The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the March 17th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here, but even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off early. Send that to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day out here with a nice green board. All the U.S. indices trading to the upside. 192 for the Dow, 30 for the S&P, 147 for the NASDAQ, 123 for the Russell. Transports 152, semis 29, NASDAQ Composite 110, New York Stock Exchange 151. Gold is up $15, silver's down 30 cents, lights crude up $1.06, natural gas up 2 pennies. I think first, the chart of the day. Are we going to rally any further out here? The answer to that question, I believe, is going to come from these 15-minute time frame charts out there. So we've got nice charts with each of these. Well, not each. The ES, the NQ, and the Russell 2000. And you'll see if we go to the larger intraday charts out there that this is where the signal is coming from. Each of those three have TD9 counts. Now, in the case of the ES Mini, it's trading below its oscillator and change line. Next level of support is 67.78. Below that, 67.42. In the case of the NQ, it's testing support right now, which is the oscillator and change line. That's at the 25.033 area. If we close below that, we're likely to head to 24.952. And below that, it could be 24.812. In the case of the Russell 2000, testing its oscillator and change line as we speak right now. That is currently printing at 25.41. If we close below that, we're looking at 25.36 and 25.11. So those are the areas to be watching. Of course, you're also watching the TD9 count top. So for the ES Mini, any 15-minute bar, I might have said 30, we're in 15-minute charts. Any 15-minute bar close above 68.0850, we likely rally further. In the case of the NQ, it would take a close above 15-minute bar close above 25.117. And finally, on the Russell 2000, the number is going to be 25.52.70. Now, it makes sense that we would see some type of tops form. We're going to move over here now to the daily time frame. Well, I'll keep these charts open. What did I do there? There we go. Okay. Here we go. So now I'm going to pull open the daily equity future contracts. And we're really focusing on the ES right now because it's the ES that was hitting resistance. And that first resistance level for it was the oscillator and change line. Now, you will see new profiles that have formed, or are attempting to form, I should say. So you got 66.58 is support for the ES. And a resistance, which is a sell zone. And that is between the range of 67.95 and 68.23 out there. So price runs into resistance, the oscillator and change line. Even if it get above that, and even if we take out that 15-minute TD9 count top, and even though I said you should see a further rally, I meant all of those things. The problem is that further rally could end at 68.23. That's the ES top of the profile. We won't have confirmation of this profile until this evening. The ES Mini has a Gartley buy pattern that was formed a week ago with that nice big old bullish piercing candle out there. But price has been unable to take out that oscillator and change line. So closing above that would be powerful. Closing above the top of its profile, even more powerful. In the case of the NQ doesn't have a bottom other than getting back to the bottom of its consolidation pattern. It also did that back on the, was it the 15th? It was the 9th. The 9th of March out there. Now, in its case, it also has a slightly bearish structured daily profile with the sell zone between 24,822 and 25,189. But it's a minor kind of a bearish structured profile. So I wouldn't get too hung up into that one. It's what I get hung up into is resistance. And resistance is at 25,189. If we close above that, we are likely to move higher. In the case of the Dow, which has a Gartley buy pattern, as does the Russell 2000, ran into resistance up near the top of its new profile. That's at 47,799. The oscillator and change line just slightly above that. And finally, if we take a look at the Russell, which has a TD9 count and Gartley buy pattern. No, it doesn't have a TD9 count bottom. It's just got the Gartley buy pattern out there. Its new profile has supported 2470 and resistance in the zone of 2544 to 2563. So each of these really moving in towards resistance levels. You would expect as you're doing that to see some type of short-term topping signals. So now we go over and we take a look at the intraday charts, ES Mini. I believe, at least as of 45 minutes ago, the only topping signal that was present was coming from those 15-minute time frames. In fact, if we look at the, you can easily identify A to B equals CD patterns to the upside. Now, I've drawn it in on the 5-hour chart because it's easier to see. This bar does not close until 2 p.m. That we are in out here. And if at 2 p.m. price is able to close above the high from 5 o'clock yesterday, that would be at 67.8475. That would trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That would get us to the 68.44 level. I would say that would get us up to 68.50, the 5-hour TD9 count breakdown level. But before it can even do that, you can see the resistance on the left hand on the daily time frame chart, oscillator and change line, top of its profile. This could be, quite frankly, the extent of the move out there. I would say that signal might come from the 15-minute chart as well by breaking through TD9 count breakout support at 67.42. Now, that's what's going on with the ES. I'm going to go ahead and put the NQ charts up on my screen here. Let's just do a double check here. Hold on. Where's you and Stevie? Just make sure there's no other topping signals present in the NQ's intraday chart. Certainly the 15-minute chart, and also there's an A to B equals CD pattern that may unfold out here as well, just like the ES Mini. But we're letting these charts here populate just see if there's any other signal. I can see the 5-hour chart running into profile resistance at 25.095. The 15-minute chart we know has got a TD9 count top. Just waiting to see what pops up on the 30-minute chart. Nothing there, nothing on the 60-minute. So no other topping signals out there. It's all coming from that 15-minute time frame. So that's where you want to go ahead and keep your eye on. Now, that's what's going on from an intraday perspective. That's what's going on from a daily perspective. Let's go back to Stevie's black background screens out here. Let's take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, the advanced decline oscillator. Remember, we had gotten to that extreme oversold condition. We got down on Friday to nearly to the minus 250 levels, minus 234.85. Yesterday, we shared with you what happens when we get down to extreme oversold conditions. Well, what we saw was that those oversold conditions get worked off. And that's what's underway right now. In fact, we've got quite a huge breadth out there right now to make this kind of move. But still, it is below its zero threshold level, and that still provides sellers with a bit of an edge. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call Newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got a couple of requests that have come in. Let's go ahead and get to those. The first one from Dan inside the Tiger's Den. We're looking at ARWR. And ARWR, Dan, on a daily basis, it's got an A to B equal. Well, it's got an A to B equal CD pattern to the downside. It was not confirmed with volume on the daily basis until a couple of days ago, until Friday. The B point had volume here, which is a trading day of February 11th, 4.1 million shares. The first time we had more than 4 million shares again was on Friday, and that was about 4.4 million shares. But we don't have to worry about whether or not it was confirmed because the weekly confirmed it. So that weekly swing point, February 13th, had volume of 16 million shares, and it was passed with, we closed below that with, was it 16? 16 million shares. Last week was 15 million shares. We did not take it out. So the weekly and the daily, light and the loafers, just slightly on volume. Nonetheless, the pattern is present, Dan. And so you got an A to B equals CD pattern until it proves otherwise. To prove otherwise, we need to see a close above 60.99, the top of its new daily profile. Otherwise, ARWR wants to go target the area somewhere around 50.52 out there, with price trading below the bottom of its bullish structured weekly profile. Even though we don't have the volume in there to confirm the A to B equals CD pattern, it's still suggesting that that's what it wants to do. Now, we moved lower for 6 consecutive weeks out there. So a 1 to 2 week relief rally would make a lot of sense out here. And if that's going to unfold, you got to see it close above its oscillator and change line. So 58.94 if we're going to get more rally out of ARWR. So hope that assisted you, Dan. Let's look at PRQR out here, see what that is doing. PRQR, this is trading out as we speak at the price point of, got delays in the system. Sorry about that, folks. I've had some significant problems this morning with my computer. And even though I was saving my newsletter this morning, I get a pretty late start on it, but then I go work out and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, so I go to save it. It won't save, a more recent save, and it won't save. I've got to shut the whole thing down. And then when I open it back up, that file is just completely gone. So I don't know if it was a word issue that I was dealing with, but you don't really care about that. You care about what's PRQR doing. Well, PRQR has got a sell the D point top out here on a daily time frame with price trading with inside its daily profile, support at $1.54, resistance up at $1.96. The weekly time frame has a beautiful TD9 count bottom with price consolidating with inside its profile. Resistance at $1.90. Hit that last week. That is strong resistance. Support down at the 152 level. The monthly time frame is trading with inside its profile. Its profile has got support at the price point. Well, let me just move this over to the side. I take it. Oh, hold on. Yeah, no, it is not. It is trading below profile support. So $1.91 is the real key level out there, Dano. You got to get it close above $1.91. Then you've also really got to get it close above the high from March 9th. That high was $1.96. So let's make it $1.96. If PRQR goes above $1.96, we're off to the 231 area. 221, by the way, would be the level where on a monthly chart, a counter trend rally to the upside would come to an end out there. So that's what's going on with regard to PRQR. Let's move over to take a look at SLS, see what this is doing for us. SLS, she is... Take a swig of water while we're waiting on the charts here to update. SLS, trade out at $5.42. I see a wave 7 top with price consolidating with inside its daily profile. That daily profile's got a buy zone between 449 and 488, resistance up at 553. So just a consolidation with inside profile. Weekly chart. Weekly chart does not have a top. It's trading above profile. It's trading above its green oscillator and change line. It's not the weekly chart that's slowing things up. It is the daily time frame chart. And finally, if we look at the monthly time frame chart, we're going to have to pull this back quite a bit over here. We can see that price is trading above profile resistance, so it's not the monthly that is slowing things down. So the issue with regard to SLS is coming from its daily time frame chart. And if it can close above, all you really need to do, is close above profile resistance. That's at 553. I think if you close above 553, well, really, it's got that wave 7 top, so it's really got to close above the high. I take that back of March 9th. And if it can close above 614, you're off to the races. And those races ought to get you eventually to 1064. So, Dan, I hope that helped you out with those 3 instruments. And as always, thanks so much for taking the time to play. Hey, let's give Stevie something to look at. NUAI is what White Shark wants to look at. So let's put that up on our screen, see what that is doing. You got NUAI. This is trading out at the price point of $5.93. Now, we like the daily because this could be day number 2 above the top of its daily profile. That's at 535. So regardless of whether I could find a bottom or not, you get a bullish profile change in trend. What that signals to us, White Shark, is that price should then move up towards the next level of resistance, which on a daily time frame is 697. Turns out the weekly at this moment in time at 11:24 on Tuesday is traded above profile resistance at 573. It doesn't matter what it's doing. Well, it's nice that it's doing that, but it really matters where the close is on Friday. Let's assume that price stays above 573 because the daily wants to rally to 697. Well, then you're going to get a weekly bullish profile change in trend out there. Now, it'd only be 1 week above that level. In the case of the daily time frame, we got 2 days above it, which is the preferred approach. But trading above a green oscillator and change line, trading above the top of a profile, I don't care. That is a bullish signal out there. And you'd be bullish on the daily, bullish on the weekly. Monthly doesn't have enough data out here for us to really make draw any kind of conclusions out here, White Shark. So hope that helped you out. Daily and weekly NUAI. Staying with the ends out here, S&P inside the Tiger's Den would like to take an NBIS. So let's get those charts up on our screen out here. NBIS is having a island top kind of a looking candle, but not at an all-time high or anything. So that is a sell the D point top that is forming today. It's that gap to the downside. And you can see that is an island top out there. So kind of a bearish signal. Regardless of that bearish signal, what should take place, S&P, the daily time frame suggests a pullback to support, which is really right around the top of its daily profile, oscillator and change line, slightly above that. So let's say this is going to pull back to the 106.90 level. If it closes inside that, then you're looking at other profile levels, 99.79, 94.45. Weekly time frame chart, consolidating with inside its profile. Not much there. It's the daily that's going to drive things. An NBS, much like we took a look at on that last instrument, not enough data to really provide us with much in the way of technical information. However, in this instance, today being the 17th, price is trading inside a swing point from back in October of 2025. 399 million traded that month. We're inside that swing point with 192 million shares, 192 about halfway through the month, going into 400 million. So we're kind of light on volume right there. If we had the volume, I'd say we're going to get up and test that high. We don't have that. The other level of resistance also is should this rally for would be 134.93. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We come back. We're going to look at SO for Fletch and hopefully a bunch of other requests out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks, and happy St. Patty's Day to everybody. I can smell the corned beef and cabbage in the kitchen, and the Guinness is on ice out there. But actually, I don't drink Guinness these days. I found a Japanese dark beer. I wish I could tell you the name of it. I have to get up and go take a look at it. But it's actually made by it's brewed by a German company out there. How can I find the name of that beer? It's the most amazing. If you like dark beers, which I do. The best ones I have found. So there's a slightly flavored one. There's one that's flavored with bourbon and one that's flavored with a little bit of caramel. It's Innocent Gun. Those, I think, they make the best beer, period. But then this other one, this Japanese company, I mean, it's really an incredible dark beer out there. And anyway, you don't care about that either. What you're interested in is what is SO doing? So let's go find out. SO on a daily time frame. This is for Fletch, by the way. It's bullish and it is in breakout mode out there. So it wants to move higher. We trade above profile resistance at 97.97. Trade above its green oscillator and change line at 98.67. A bearish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top. The weekly negated its TD9 count top. It did that, or is doing that this week. So I'm assuming it's going to negate that signal. We're trading into a swing point with volume. It wants to go tackle that high. What's the high I'm referring to? That's the high from back on October 17th, and that number is 100.84. And if you look at the monthly time frame chart, prices trade above its green oscillator and change line, trading above the top of its profile, 97.29. SO, almost in full breakout mode. It won't get there until it takes out its Rhodes momentum indicator top on the weekly time frame, which is where it's gunning for, Innocent Gun. And if it can close above 100.84, it's going to be in full breakout mode. So, Fletch, hope that helps you out. As always, thanks so much for your request. Next one coming in from Ron in Denver. Ron wants to look at NTR. I think he said it was a fertilizer company. So we take a look at NTR. Of course, I'm agnostic. Yeah, it is Baron Schwartz beer. Oh, man, you're so smart. Duncan Steve, it is Baron Schwartz. Yes, I'm telling you, that company, and it's hard to find. So I actually have to buy it from the Japanese restaurant that sells it. And it's like $13 a beer. I actually did find it. So I buy a lot of sake. When I say a lot of sake, I buy a lot of sake. And so I did get the company, one of the distributors I use in California, to get me pricing on it. And they can ship it to me. But you're talking about air shipment of basically 6-packs, and I don't need it that bad. But yeah, it is that Baron Schwartz beer. But what's the Japanese name of it? You got to put that up on the screen if you can find it. In any event, back to NTR. Have we even gotten NTR yet? So on the daily time frame out here, Ron, this has. Looks like a solid D point top for its daily time frame. Let me just, absolutely. So this forms a solid D point top. It does this on the 13th, on Friday. Then yesterday you gap down. Now today you've got an inside bar. Just because it's green doesn't mean anything. Now there is a brand new profile that formed yesterday, and that's got support at 74.24 and resistance at 79.18. Man, and we're trading above that resistance level right now. But watch it at day's end. I know you want to take a call position on this. You've got a daily sell the D point top. You have a weekly TD9 count top that's completing this week. And the monthlies and an A to B equals CD pad on the upside with resist up at 86.32. We're so close to resistance, and we've got daily tops out there. Ron, my suggestion is, unless this is ultra short term, and it's too risky. And I would say ultra short term. What I mean is if we were close above today on a daily basis, we close above its green oscillator and change on the top of its profile. So that's at 79.62. If we close above 79.62, this likely rallies for at least one more day out there. A 2-bar type rally out there. So, questionable. But I do hope that information helps you out. Brent, good to hear from Brent. He wants to take an LAES, another West Coaster, but a little further west than Denver out there. Brent takes us out to San Francisco, to that beautiful area, the northern part. If we take a look at LAES, this is, as Brent points out, this thing gapped down with some volume yesterday. I'm just going to start and take a look at the monthly time frame chart here first, Brent. And on a monthly basis, prices trading inside the buy zone of its monthly profile. And the buy zone range, 274 at the bottom, and 349 at the center. We're trading inside that zone. It's likely to head, I think, to 274. How do you make that statement, Steve-O? I make that statement because in looking at the weekly time frame chart, we are trading now below its profile support at 374. That level has been tested many times over the last several weeks out here, maybe 8 to 10 weeks out here. And because it's failing, Brent, that tells us the price likely wants to get down to 249. I thought you said 274, Stevie. I did. I said 274, the bottom of its monthly profile. If it gets below that, then 249. And if it gets below the weekly TD9 count breakout level, then 218. The monthly TD9 count breakout level. So with the daily time frame, we haven't really looked at the daily because we wanted to understand the bigger picture. And the bigger picture here has given us a very clear indication of what this wants to do. We also have this. Did it reject this? No. You negated a TD9 count bottom pattern back on November 21st, and that is the B point of an A to B equals CD pattern on the downside. There were 24 million shares that traded hands that day. Yesterday, you gapped down with 31 million shares, so now you have a confirmed daily A to B equals CD pattern. Let's go ahead and give you that price projection. That's going to probably take us well below the levels we just looked at on the weekly and the monthly chart. In fact, it probably takes us out of business. So we know that this is likely not going to come to fruition. At least I certainly hope it wouldn't. But the fruition meaning the A to B equals CD pattern out there. But let me just make sure. Let me just double check on that. And the answer is, yeah, this is going to get down to a nickel, Brent. So I'm not really saying that. I'm saying that's what the A to B equals CD pattern says out there. So I think it's a daily's kind of insignificant at this moment in time. Maybe what it does is it gets down and it produces a TD9 count bottom pattern. Today's going to be bar number 6. So the earliest that could start taking place would be between Thursday and Monday of next week out there. So Brent, let's take a look at LAES. You'll have to remind me though. Towards the end of the week or the early part of next. So I hope that helps you out. As always, thanks so much for writing in. Sat P wants to get in on the game, wants to look at Reddit. RDDT is the ticker symbol. So let's get its charts up on our screen. Sat, what we're going to do here is we're about to go to a break. And so we'll take a look at Reddit as soon as we get back from that breakout there. Still waiting on the name of that the Japanese beer. I'll have to go get one, and I'll show you the label. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. There's the beer. If you can vibe, got it on the screen right now. I've actually got one right here. Val's showing it right in front of me. And it is, I'm telling you, if you like dark beers, you will love this beer. You'll just absolutely love it. So Baron Schwartz, the Japanese name, I put it inside the Tiger's Den. But if you just take a snapshot of the screen, you probably ought to be able to find it out there. But it is it's a fabulous beer. Anyways, let's get back to Sat P. Sat P doesn't care what Stevie drinks. He's just interested in what Reddit is doing and whether or not he can buy a few shares out there. So as we take a look at Reddit, it formed and completed a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday. It's traded above the top of its daily profile, 142.50 at 142.55. What this wants to do today, not today, what this wants to do is it wants to no-go target 153.78, the TD9 count breakdown resistance level. But if you're asking, do you have a daily bottom, the answer to that question is absolutely. And now you're getting potentially a bullish profile change in trend. On a weekly time frame, the weekly time frame has a buy the D point bottom pattern. So it's got a Gartley buy pattern with price trading with inside his profile. It's suggesting a rally up towards 172.87, 168.45 would be the price target out there. Can't share with you whether it's going to be able to get above that level, but that's where it wants to go. So you've got 153.78 and 168.45 and 172 and change out there. And the monthly chart is not really helping us out here. So it's really all about the daily and the weekly, both which have bottoming patterns out there. So yeah, you could go ahead and add a few shares on Reddit, Sat. So hope that helps you out. You're also interested in Kava. CAVA is the ticker symbol. So let's get that up on our screen out here. Kava trading out at, I don't know. But we're going to find out. Man, this thing is slow. At $90.61. So bar number 8 of a TD9 count forms today. So you could get a TD9 count top by today's Tuesday, by Thursday. A bearish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top. That being said, though, price is traded above the top of its daily profile, traded above its green oscillator and change line, likely to rally further. But you're so close to the potential of a daily top, I say no. Now we look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart shows that we are moving right into its TD9 count breakdown resistance at 91.24. The actual high so far for the day is 91.31. So that is a key resistance level. Now, if on a weekly basis price can close above that, that would be a bullish outcome too. But we got the daily that's got the potential for a top that's forming. The weekly right up against resistance. I'm going to say go to Reddit, not Kava in this instance here. Now, the monthly time frame. The cool thing about this, now it's not the end of the month. if Kava was only making a counter trend move, it will find resistance at month end at 87.41. We're trading at 90.56. So right now, this is suggesting that this really may be more than a counter trend move. I got to kind of caveat it. Why? Because the weekly TD knockout breakdown resistance level at 91.24. You close above that, and this is not a counter trend move. And over time, this would want to get to the 140.55 level. In that instance, for sure, you'd want to have a few shares out there. But right now, it's about the daily. Why don't you just, why don't you just kind of see how this plays out? Let's see if this daily top actually forms out there, because it's got a successful bar number 8, and bar number 9 just has to close. Bar number 9 tomorrow just has to close above the close of bar number 5. That's easy. That's like at about the $80 level, unless this thing were to fall out of bed. So that's what's going on there, Seth. Hope that helps you out. As always, thank you for your request. Dennis in West Palm Beach. Nice to hear from you, Dennis. He wants to look at Isaac, ISSC out here. So let's get that up on our screen, see what this is doing. Do they make a coffee, the beer company? Well, if we open it up right now at 11:46, we'd have to call it coffee. So, but Innocent Gun, but that caramel one, it's not a coffee one, but anyway, ISSC. So ISSC is got no daily top. It's got no weekly top. It's got no monthly top out there. So what do we know about ISSC? It's got no top. So on a daily time frame, right now, what's holding it back just slightly is that green oscillator and change line at 29.63. If you close above that, you're likely to rally further. You're trading above profile resistance and its green oscillator and change line on the daily, on the weekly, not the daily, but on the weekly and the monthly. The daily close above 29.63 would accomplish that same task, and that would say you continue to move higher out there. Now, on a weekly basis, there is an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. I'm just curious if we've gotten to the one-to-one price objective target, and we're going to go answer that question. So there's our one-to-one. We're just simply going to move this over to the lowest low that takes place after that B point, and that would be right there. And the one-to-one would actually get us up towards, no, we have not hit the one-to-one yet. We're close, but no cigar. The one-to-one gets us up towards 32.63. So 29.64. If you can clear that, Dennis, you are going to continue higher. 32.63 would be one number. However, this looks to me like this wants to do more than a one-to-one A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there. So I hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks for your request. Checking to see if there's any other request. What has Stevie missed out there? What can we look at for St. Patrick's Day? What can we do? Somebody in the den's it's got to be some ticker symbol or something we can look at for St. Patty's Day out there. Got to be something. I'm looking to see if I've got any more requests out here, and the answer is I don't. So, but what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the RSP. RSP, which is the equal weighted ETF for the. Thank you. I will look at that next, there, Dan. S.A. Sherwin-Williams. The reason I want to look at RSP is because it completed a TD 9-count bottom pattern yesterday, and the equal weighted ETFs typically point the direction. What this wants to do is rally up towards 198.37. And if it can clear that, 199.88, which is the top of its profile, and if it can clear that, 202.35, which is the, or 203.35, which is the daily TD 9-count breakdown resistance level. What is stalling the RSP rally happens to be the bottom of its weekly profile, 196.73. So if the RSP gets above 196.73, we're off to 198 and change, and above that 199.88 out there. Let's take a look at this request here to take a look at, what was it? Where Dan put it? Where did he? Sherwin-Williams, SHW. HW. I see. So that's the green stock because you can paint green. I love it. Sherwin was always painted the market green when nobody was reporting the close to us. Perfect. Okay. I love that. So you're going to love it because it's painting green, even though it's a red bar. What do you mean it's painting green, Stevie? You got a titty 9-count bottom that completed yesterday. Now the issue for Sherwin-Williams is the bottom of that daily profile. You close above 325.54, you're up to the 331.31 level, 333.88 area, and above that, 350.89. The weekly time frame chart. I don't see a bottom pattern out here. What are we doing on a weekly base for Sherwin-Williams? It's been trading a sideways consolidation. Maybe it's found support. It's really going to be about the daily time frame, and the monthly chart doesn't look so good either. But what we can see is this longer-term consolidation that Sherwin-Williams has been in. Yeah, I haven't marked off, but you can clearly see the tops where I've got my cursors as well as the bottoms. So really just a longer-term consolidation, but it does have a daily bottom pattern. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. I got the ultimate chart for St. Patty's Day. It is Guinness. It is DIGO. DEO is a ticker symbol. They own Guinness, and the chart looks pretty lousy out there. The monthly time frame, the only potential good news, and I mean potential, is that we are in bar number 9 on a monthly basis. So Diageo, the makers of Guinness, ought to bottom between this month and the next month out there, by April. We don't have any bottom signals on the daily or the weekly, so this likely has lower to go. Let's take a look at ASML for Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den. ASML, let's get these charts up here, see what this is doing. You got ASML. She is trading out as we speak at the price point of $1,374.73. It is trading below its daily profile, which has been resistance after forming that TD9 count bottom pattern out there. So, Steve-O, price really needs to close about 1405. The green oscillator and change line north of this to find some daily legs out there. The weekly is a consolidation with inside its profile, 1309 to 1517. The monthly's got a TD9 count top that's completing this month. That says then what price should do is pull back towards the 1139 level. Watch the daily time frame. Really needs to clear that green oscillator and change line for it to get any kind of legs out there. And finally, we'll close out the show looking at RCAT. This for S&P inside the Tiger's Den as well. You've got RCAT. RCAT is trading out at no clue. RCAT is trading out at $15.50. It is trading and likely to go target its TD9 count breakdown level. That's at 1671. That has acted as resistance. It has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. In order to negate that signal, you need to close above the high from March the 6th. And that high is 1878. On a weekly time frame, you got wave number 7 top out here, but price is traded above the top of its profile and its green oscillator and change line. As long as price remains above 1579, that's a bullish signal out there. And the monthly chart doesn't really help us out, S&P. So I hope that helped you. I hope that helped everybody. Have a wonderful, happy St. Patrick's Day out there. Be safe. Don't drink and drive, that's for sure. Drinking, no problem. Driving, no problem. Just don't do both at the same time. Take care, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.